Hello, this is Dr. A. I know you're expecting Avid, but today's video is one of my L-Plate challenge videos. This is the first ride I've had out since we did our little bit of car park riding, and we would have liked to have got out a bit sooner, but the weather has been awful here, and then with the puncture for Avid last week, it's meant that it's taken us just over a month to get back out again. Now, I will say that in this video we do have a minor hiccup partway through, but part of learning is those hiccups, and I find there's too many videos out there where they don't show you the bad bits, they just show you all the good bits, and that's not realistic, and so I've left it in there. It's nothing major, but just a small hiccup. Anyway, as you can see, I've set off, I'm heading along. We were planning to head out to a place called Big Pit today, didn't quite reach there. And I'm a little bit wobbly here and there, but that's just nerves, and that's going to be the case for a little while, I suspect, as with any new learner. On the whole, though, getting into the rhythm of the bike, it's a lovely bike to ride. Little bit going up the hills, you can feel it struggles sometimes, but you're going to get that with any 125. Other than that, though, it's good, and I enjoyed getting out on it today. So I'm going to leave this run, and I'll say a little bit more later. And that's Avid there, overtaking me on the Himalayan to get ahead, and so that we could see where we were going at the roundabout. First proper ride out for him on the Himalayan since the puncture. I'll let him tell you about that once he does his next video. Now we're coming up to this roundabout here, and unfortunately I didn't see quite where Avid had gone, and you'll see that I actually go one exit different. Realised pretty quickly, did another circumnavigated the next roundabout, came back down, and just as I pulled into the road that Avid had pulled into, he pulled back onto the roundabout. So the easiest thing to do at that point was to pull over and wait for him to find me again. That's the problem with riding in pairs like that. I suppose you're always going to go wrong sometimes and have to go and find each other, but we didn't get too lost. momentarily you're going to see my minor hiccup, as I'm going to call it. Pulled in to turn around, and I don't entirely know. I've watched the video over and over again. I just didn't put my foot down. I felt the bike going and didn't put my foot down. We were at very, very slow speed. There's a minor amount of damage done in that I've bent my front brake lever, which, well, these things happen. We'll get that replaced. I've got it on order already. Looking back at the video, what should I have done differently? Well, I should have pulled into the road, gone a bit further up and done a U-turn like I was taught to do previously on my CVT. Like I practiced so many times in that car park. Other than that, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's part of the parcel of learning to ride. I'm alright. There's no damage done. As I say, just a new brake lever required. As it's bent, I'll put a picture at the end so you can see what I mean. But pride hurt more than anything. But the important thing was, got back up and got back on the bike and rode home. And in all honesty, watching the video of it and thinking how I felt on the way home, I felt more, not confident, that's the wrong word, but I felt more in the flow of riding on the way home than I did on the way up there, which is daft because there was no reason for me to be nervous. I know how to do this. I'm just being silly. But yeah, I definitely think I rode better on the way home after this than I did on the way there. But hey, it's all practice, and that's why I've left this in, because like I say, there's too many videos out there of learners that all seem to be perfect. And it isn't perfect, and it isn't as straightforward as people think it is. So I think it's important to leave these little things in, particularly when everyone's okay, to show that we're all human and that you do have to learn. But you pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and carry back on. So we'll be coming towards the end of the ride shortly. It was a much shorter journey than we wanted today. That's unfortunate, but we can't. I couldn't continue with a lever that was bent. It was usable, but it's not safe to do that, so it was better to go home and get that sorted. It was. I have dented my pride, but you don't fail if you get back up. As I would say, you only fail if you stay down. And it was never a case of I wasn't going to get back on the bike. It's just, like I say, dented pride. We all do these things though, and that's part of learning. So yeah, that was our ride today. A short one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, next week it'll be a much longer ride with less damage to the bike. And yeah, at least it was all slow speed. At least it was just a manoeuvre like that. It's all part of the process. So, that's me. That's me going to sign this off now. Stay safe, everyone, and enjoy.